Good morning class, welcome to your daily current affairs on paper Hindu. So as I already told you, if you are attempting or if you are from Andhra Pradesh, then today's and yesterday's papers as well as budget and your socio-economic survey is very much important for your preparation. Good morning Burhan. So just go through this particular socio-economic survey of Andhra Pradesh and budget. So almost all articles, as this is a local paper, all articles related to Andhra Pradesh are from budget today. So if you want, you can just go through that. We are not going to discuss that local articles. Rest all articles which are important for your UPSC, that will be discussing, okay. So in that case, there are very few articles today to be discussed. Let's see. I hope my voice is audible to you. All these are as part of your budget. Yes. So your first article, defense acquisition proposals valued at 70,500 crore cleared. So they have signed this accordance which is of acceptance of necessity. So acquisitions, defense acquisitions into navy or military, all these three, naval base, army, whatever it is. For that, the total proposals estimated was 70,500. This with respect to your Atmanirbhar Bharat too. So both are on the parallel lines. The defense acquisition minister, so basically our defense minister Rajnath Singh, right? So he mentioned that he has accorded the acceptance of necessity for capital acquisition proposals estimated at 70,500 crore as part of your defense S&T. So some of the projects are long gestation projects involving the indigenous design and development, including the development of marine diesel engine. So just you need to understand that they have signed, they have accorded this particular acceptance of necessity. That's all, nothing more important as part of this. No need to know in depth, but another one important thing here is the AON has been accorded for capital acquisitions under, so for capital acquisitions under by Indian IDDM, indigenously designed, developed and manufactured. That is what Defence Ministry has said, that out of the total proposals, Indian Navy proposals constitute for 56,000. So out of 70,000, maximum defence acquisition is with your Navy part. So your Navy, which is 50,600, which largely includes indigenous BrahMos cruise missiles and Shakti electronic warfare systems, utilization of utility helicopters, maritime, among others. So all these are our defence acquisition materials, okay. So just you need to know the budget. So you can just go through the article, and they've given each particular part, Navy, Army, whatever the acquisition, not very much required. Next. Most of the news were political and related to Andhra. Skipping that and then discussing rest of. So EC proposal to allow the e-postal ballot for overseas voters under review, says Law Minister. So what is this article about? So our election commission is trying for this e-postal ballot, whoever are the overseas Indians. That means after migration, we know that Indian diaspora is huge among all the other countries in the global arena. So to make or to involve our global citizens into our election procedure, to participate in our elections, they are coming up with this e-postal ballot system, which should ensure all the provisions which we have here. So your secret ballot system, ensuring the independence of voting, everything. So that should be ensured, and the procedure that they are still reviewing this particular procedure of e-postal ballot. So that is under review, says who? Law Minister. Who is our Law Minister? Riju Kiren. So he is mentioning, the Election Commission has proposed to change the rules pertaining to the Code of Conduct of Elections, facilitate the electronically transmitted postal ballot system for overseas Indian voters, and matter is being discussed with the Ministry of External Affairs. Why? Whatever are with other, like foreign countries, definitely the ministry involved is External Affairs Minister. So with External Affairs Minister, and then our Law Minister is under discussion of how to amend the rules of Election Commission to entail or to make sure that these people are also involved. Who are these people? Are foreign migrants, Indian migrants, overseas Indians. So that is what about that particular e-ballot system proposal. So it is yet to come. So the Law Minister has said that it has recommended on the recommendation of Election Commission, the Representation of the People Act, People Bill 2018, to enable overseas electors to cast their vote either in person or by proxy was passed in Lok Sabha in 2018, but it is still bill, so it is still pending. And what does it say? According to this particular bill, Representation of People Bill 2018, it will allow overseas Indian to cast their vote either by personally, that means a ballot system near to their area, or through proxy, that means using electronic gadgets or whatever it is, and posting your or casting your vote virtually. So that is what they have proposed for, and still it has been pending in Rajya Sabha for consideration, but it has been lapsed because Lok Sabha was dissolved during 16th Lok Sabha. 16th Lok Sabha was dissolved, because of which this particular bill was dissolved. But now it is under review. And another thing which Law Minister has told is about the judicial vacancies. Currently, what are the judicial vacancies? According to him, he has mentioned that there are totally 334 vacancies in High Court, and he has told that out of which there are 118 proposals recommended by High Court collegiums which are at various stages of processing. So, different stages of processing, currently 118 are there, and he has also told that there is no, see clearly this is very important, he has also mentioned that now we need to know, if you consider Supreme Court or High Court judges, is any kind of reservation followed in choosing these people? In collegium system, is there any reservation? No. Currently, the socio-economic representation based on the weaker section or whatever the level of reservations that are existing in the government sector is absent in judiciary. That is what he has highlighted. So, there is no provision for reservation in the judiciary, says Riju Kiren. But the government has been requesting High Court Chief Justice the due consideration to be given for the suitable candidates, but still despite not having any kind of reservation in judiciary, but the government has been recommending and stressing upon to consider the people who are excelling in these particular weaker sections of SCs, STs or OBCs and other minorities and also women, to ensure social diversity in the appointments of high courts. So that is what Riju Kiren has mentioned. Next, important, that is important. Next. So COVID cases are increasing, make sure that you are following all the guidelines. Next. Supreme Court judgment on 2017 verdict on designation of lawyers. So on what basis lawyers are being appointed? On that the verdict is still pending. So on the Supreme Court reservation, so what does the article say is that on Thursday reserved this judgment on petitions for the fine-tune a 2017 verdict which laid down the guidelines for designation of lawyers as senior advocates. So what are the qualification procedure for qualifying lawyers as senior advocates? So that particular thing is still, they've laid down one particular guidelines in 2017. The constitutional courts bestow the senior advocate status to lawyers as a recognition of the distinct ability and specialized knowledge of law. So based on their ability, specialized ability or distinguished ability in law will give them this kind of name as senior advocates. So that is what they have mentioned. And other thing was, the senior advocate Indira Jaising said that the government had no role in designating lawyers as senior advocates. So you need to understand that currently the government has no role, that means legislature or executive has no role to identify or to designate lawyers as senior advocates. So it is in the hands of only judiciary, again strictly enhancing or empowering your separation of powers. Okay, so yes, so which is also called as your trias politica. Trias politica, separation of powers, French term, which is your separation of powers. So one is this, it is enforcing or it is ensuring this separation of powers, strict separation of powers here. Okay, fine. So the Supreme Court also told that the guidelines enumerated may not be exhaustive on the matter, may require the reconsideration for the suitable additions and deletions as part of the period of time. So they have mentioned that whatever the senior advocate designation is being given, that is under the hands of judiciary, legislature or executive have no part in it. Okay, right. Next. NIOT, so which is your National Institute of Ocean Technology, to set up a green self-powered desalination plant in Lakshadweep. Desalination plant. So oceans are salinated, right? So you have salty water there. In order to use it for regular purposes, house purposes or drinking purposes, whatever it is, desalination is required. So they are going to set up one desalination plant in Lakshadweep. That is about this article. So setting up from the ongoing initiative of providing potable water. So potable water on 6 islands of Lakshadweep using low temperature thermal desalination. The process or the technology that they are using is LTTD, which is your low temperature thermal desalination, which is by the Chennai based National Institute of Ocean Technology. Just understand till that, rest all not required. Okay. In Lakshadweep they are going to set up by low temperature thermal desalination procedure. Need margin of safety amid global uncertainty, says who? CEA, Chief Economical Advisor. So currently the our Chief Economic Advisor is Anant Nageshwaran. He is the person behind your Economic Survey of Union. Okay. So what he has mentioned is that the global uncertainty, yesterday also we were seeing some shrinking in inflation scenario, manufacturing index, exports have been shrunk. Why? Because of the global uncertainties. So global slowdown of market scenario. So he has mentioned that the global uncertainty has been raising after the recent developments in United States and governments, business, individuals to keep margins of safety in physical cooperative savings account planning. So he has clearly mentioned that this global uncertainty is raising where we have to keep a certain margins in our trade. So he said that the global growth estimates by IMF updated, and it will have to watch the developments in US over the last week would do confidence and bank lending growth subsequent chain effects. So he has mentioned that IMF report has told that there will be impact on US over last week would do confidence on bank lending growth and subsequent chain effects. So there will be this supply chain mismanagement, but still it will boost the confidence of trade. However, India should be aware of this situation. So US bank saga, we already know that 2 banks, especially the Silicon Valley Bank, has been closed in US. So definitely this impact on India will be there. So we should be careful. We should have certain margins to be set. That is what Anant Nageshwaran has mentioned. Okay. In all different kinds of business or trade, whatever we have, we should have this margins of safety. In which areas? Fiscal, cooperative, savings account planning. Whatever it is that we are dealing with foreign countries, we need to have this margins of safety. That is what Anant Nageshwaran has mentioned. Next. So very few articles are there today when it comes to UPSC level. Yes. The number of people who opted for higher pensions under EPS. So I already told you that EPS is a scheme. So there higher pensions have opted by 1.2 lakh members as of now. Okay. Next. So amount received for NGOs. There was one article day before yesterday stating that it was around 2 years high where NGOs have gained a lot of this credit from foreign institutions. So in the past 3 years, it was around 55,499 crores, sorry, 449 crores. That has been the amount received by NGOs from foreign institutions. Next, CAPF personals who have committed suicide, I have already told. For the first time, this is a different perspective where police officers, especially the Central Armed Police Service, Central Armed Police Forces, are committing suicide because of their excess stress. So which is 436 in a number, right? Next. That's it for today. I told you as articles are very much less. So that's it for today. Very few articles, but I sincerely suggest for the people who are from Andhra Pradesh to go through today's Andhra's articles of budget and socio-economic survey. Very, very important for your preparation. Thank you for the session. Good day. We'll meet tomorrow.